This video is to show how to remove the ballast for the stock headlights. I was stuck on this part for a little while, so I'll just show you how to do it. So on the bottom of your factory headlight, you'll see the 4 screws, and this is the ballast for the head setup. So what we need to do is remove these 4 screws. It's always good to, if you're working on a hard, rough surface, put something down on the bottom so you don't scratch the lens on your old headlights or your new ones. That's 2, 3, 4. So you can see this will just now come off. First, what we want to do, turn it back around, take off the back plug, put that aside. Now this part is connected to the ballast under here, so this sort of whole section we're taking out. To get this out, all you need to do is twist in a direction, you feel it unlock, and it comes out. So you can see your wiring, which comes down to here, and your bulb, which we'll take out and put into the other one later on. So you can just put that down here, bring it back up. On the back of this there is a little connector that we need to get off first. So you can see the connector here, and it can help if you just sort of pull a bit of the wiring through first. It's sort of stuck on a clip, so you can't do that, and that gives you a bit more room. And now to get this off, we just kind of squeeze it back and forth, and it pops off. So that can go in, start feeding your wiring through. Just be careful of any wires or anything. There we go, got it. Alright, that is now out. You can see the rubber came off here, which can go back as well. So back onto our Valenti headlights, we've got the ballast out. I've already taken the back plug off, and all we need to do now is take this backing plate off. Okay, that's the last screw. When you take the screws off this and you take the backing plate, you can take this plate and put it on your old headlights, but just make sure you use the same screws because they're a bit larger. These ones came from the original headlights, so I'll put it back on those. The little screws that I took off this one, that's what I'd use to put the ballast back on. So just try and keep them separated because they are different sizes. So what we do now, first you need to find this little connector. Just orientate it, it'll only go in one way, so just orientate it the right way. And I'll just drop this in first. So figure out which way it goes. I think it's this way. Click it in, nice and solid. Tuck all the wires in, and then put these screws back. fix the ballast onto the back here. We've got our cable running through. All we need to do is take the bulb from the factory headlights and put it into the Valenti ones. So I'll put this aside and just show you how to do that. Sorry, I should have put these back on. I'll do that. Okay, so here we can see the head bulb inside. You'll see two prongs on either side here which holds the bulb in place. What you want to do is push them towards the front of the headlight and then inwards. So it kind of hooks around and comes back out. And then do it the same for the other side, and then they will come down. This bulb is now free to come out. With these bulbs, be very careful. Do not touch the glass. Or the oil or dirt on your hands will get on the glass and it can cause defects. So just be really careful of that. So now we'll put these back. Go back to our Valenti headlights. You can see the same thing. It's got two prongs, so we disengage these prongs and lift it up. These bulbs will only fit in one direction. If it's not the right way, your light pattern is going to scatter everywhere. If it's correct, it will be very focused. You'll see a little tiny notch up the top, which is sort of there to help with your alignment. And what you want to do is carefully put the bulb in place. And you'll feel when it's going to set in place. So you just sort of slow. There's a few notches in the bulb, but it just doesn't feel right. You just keep going around just slowly. That one doesn't feel right. Okay, and you can feel that sort of fits in snugly now. So what I do, hold the bulb, put the prongs down, do one side, so you hook it in and back out, and same with the other side, hook it in, back out, just check they're all solid, it's not moving. So you can feel it should be set in place now. It doesn't twist, it doesn't shake, the prongs feel solid, and now I know that's set in place. The final step is to put the connector back on. So just sort of tuck your wiring in a little bit, you don't want it getting hot and touching anything. Start at an angle to sort of feel which way it sets in. Okay, so I can feel it pushes in a little bit further there, and then twist, and it's locked in. Now I can feel that's not coming out. If I twist it back out, it'll come out. So that's locked there. Then all we do is take the plug, sort of go around until you can feel it setting. Sometimes it takes a little bit. There we go. Twist to lock, and then just pull back and make sure it's not coming out. So that's set. For the final part of getting the headlights ready to install, we've put the bulb in, we've got the ballast in the bottom here. This is on our Valenti headlight. The next piece we need to do is transfer this motor onto here. I got stuck on this for quite a while. The instructions are in Japanese, so I couldn't really figure it out. What you want to do first, and what this does is control the projector and the angle for when you're on the road. So what we want to do is just loosen this up a bit. I believe, just try a different direction, see which way works best. So loosen it up a bit. Now we want to twist this black base part until it unlocks. It is quite tough, but there we go, got it. Now, once you unlock that, you can feel you can pull it out, but it's still attached to the projector behind it. So now it's loose, but we can finally disengage it. So it might take a little bit, but eventually it'll come out. So just turn it until you feel it come off the back. And disconnect. Okay, so now it's free from the projector. So you can see this is for manual adjustment. You'd keep this on, but we have the ones from the factory. So that comes off, and this you can put back on the old one. So switch headlights now. So this is our factory GTS headlight, and same sort of procedure, but now we're taking this motor, taking that off, and we're putting it on the old one. So what we need to do is first just loosen it. And it does take a little while to get to the stage where it will come off. That should be enough. Same sort of thing, we want to twist this whole unit and then it will come free a bit. So it's got kind of like a little base, so you can sort of pull it up from the back a bit and then twist. There we go. So now I can still feel it's connected to the projector inside though, so we just need to keep loosening it. There we go, it's free. So this is the actual motorized unit. You'll have a connector here when you take the headlights out. You'll have this connector and that one. And they're the two that you'll take out. So now this is free. Switch back to our Valenti headlights again. So to install this, what you want to do first is just carefully put it in, tighten it a little bit first so you can feel it grab onto the back of the projector. Okay, and I can feel the projectors on the back there now. So I can push that in, tighten just a little bit more. Alright, now you want to push it in and twist and lock into place. Now I can feel that's not coming off, it's locked in. You might want to just sort of tighten it up a bit again to balance out the projector. And that should be enough for now. So that's all ready. I can put this back in the car now, connect this one up, connect that one up. This wire here, in the contents of the box you'll have a wire that connects to this and it will come off with a little wire tap. That will connect onto this wire, the red one, and that controls your DRL. So that's the only splicing you have to do with these headlights. This connector will just be plug and play, that's easy enough. And your button here is to turn on and off the sequential indicators. One more comment about these mechanical adjusters. Once you're installed and you put both of the headlights in the car, you want to put your car up maybe 10 meters away from a flat wall, and you might notice that your beam pattern is like this or up and down. It's just not a flat cutoff. It's probably just because you need to fine tune the adjustment of the projectors. So once you're in the car, put it up against a wall about 10 meters back, and then pop your hood on the car, and you probably just need to move this part up and down, and that will sort of bring each side of the projector until you're happy with the level it's at. And once you got it to about the height you want, you can just leave it, and the automatic adjustment will come later on when you're towing something with the car or etc. However these things work. Alright, so I just needed to add that last bit just to, in case there's any questions of like, why is my beam pattern all over the place? It would probably because you just need to fine tune that on both headlights. So hopefully that helps you install these. It's not too much trouble once you know how to do it. Putting it on and off the car is quite easy. So all up install is probably 2 hours, 2.5 hours at the most. So yeah, just give it a shot. It's pretty easy to do for a beginner. And if you have any questions, just contact me at sales@led86.com.au. My YouTube channel, LED86AU, and our Facebook fan page, which is the same, LED86AU.